Page 29, Pappy's Polka. This is from a very famous orchestra piece by Strauss. Idea here is the short notes, and the strings would be plucking. They don't use bows so much on this. They pluck everything. So they're really, really, really short. But that's part of the articulation, so I'll come back to that later. Let's check and see what we got with the hands going on. I have some suggestions with the fingering. These little grace notes here at the beginning, I'm going to leave those out at first. I consider those part of the articulation. I do the ornaments with the articulation is what I'm saying. So I'm going to leave those out. We're just going to do the big notes here, and then you have a fermata. Well, I'll come back to that. So we're coming in on the and of 2 because it's a pickup beat. You have 3/8 notes at the bottom. That's 1 and 2, and this is and. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and. And they say on the 16th notes 3 and 5. You can do that if you want. I like 2. It's more comfortable. But then on the 8th notes, I got to do a 1, 2, 4. I kind of like that because I like using different fingers on repeated notes anyway. I think it's fun. But if you want to use the fingering in the book, you go right ahead. So it's, for the 16th notes, it's 2. And again, I'm connecting everything right now. Second line, first measure. Then one up here. If you would like, if it'll help you, you can use a thumb on that last 16th note if you needed to reach that. Here to, and you can go ahead and lift up if you can't reach it. That's okay. Lift it. And again, the third measure is thumb on that last one, so you're ready to go on. Here on the C, on the quarter note. And then here's just 1 5, 1 4, 1 5, 4. And then the bottom note's a B now. The top note's the melody. That's what we want. Can't really do it legato very well, but that's okay. And then the next one, bring the thumb up. It's a C, D sharp. And the next one, bring the thumb back down. And they're saying 1 4 again. Okay. Do it again. So then back to what you were doing before. Left hand's just chords. Chant. 4 there. Second line, it's the last 3 measures. It's after the double bar. We go into section B here. It's a D. That's fine, you can do that. If you don't want to do 2 1, you can do 2 3 2. Either one, just make sure you can get to the D in the next measure. Broken octaves. This is 3rd line down, 4th measure. Octaves. You need to do that without looking at the keyboard, really. Eventually. Then 3. Back to what you were doing. Section A again, I should say. Put the hands together, you're here. The fingering in the book is fine. I tend to like in section B, the second line after the double bars here. I tend to just want to stay there. I just want to do this. And then come down. I think if you want to do that, go for it. It's 5 4 3 2 on those. If you want to do that, if you feel like it, I do it just out of habit. I just naturally finger it that way. And once you have the notes down and the hesitation's out of the way and you're still going slow, it's fine. Then you might think about the articulation in these grace notes. Grace notes, different people play them differently. I'm not going to get into that. You can agree or disagree. I really don't care. But they're all quick notes. Right before the main note, the beginning, you have a C, a grace note, and E. It's just a quick note. And then just real quick. It's like a rolled chord going down, except there's only 2 notes involved. And the main note is what you want to hear. They got 5 and 2. Doesn't matter what the fingers are. It's just a quick note. What people don't agree on is how they're played. If you want to play them before the beat, I'd do the first one before the beat. You can't tell if there's nothing going on. You don't know where the beat is. But then if you want to do the others before the beat, then you're playing the main note with the left hand. I do them on the beat out of habit. I do them all on the beat. So it comes here. It delays the main note just a hair. It's like an agogic accent, sort of. And now the staccatissimo marking. It's just a little itty bitty downward pointing arrow thingy. It's not the upward pointing arrow. That's a marcato. That's different. And that's an empty arrow anyway. This is a solid arrow pointing down. That's a staccatissimo. It means very short, just as short as you can play it. It's like a staccato, super duper staccato. Now this book is saying louder. I disagree with louder. They don't have to be louder, but it has to be really super short. Keep in mind that string players in the orchestra are plucking the strings very short. So you want them as short as you can get them. Get off. The left hand isn't. The left. So on the second full measure, yeah, very, very short. Now on these, those aren't staccato. Those just play them. If you want to do the left hand the same, if it's easier for you, go ahead, but you don't have to. See, some of the quarter notes have 2 neutral lines over them. Those you hang on to the full vibe, linger on it. So put in the staccattissimos and the grace notes. For the dynamics, it goes to the right hand, soft, and the fermata, by the way, is on the measure line. That's telling you quiet. You just played 1 note, now you're going to hold on. The audience is, what? Is it going or not? And then you take off. All tempo means take off. Yeah. Softly. Left hand's very softly. And the second B, they're in the second line after the double bar. Moderately loud in the right hand, and you're going to go up to loud. Stay there. Now come back down to moderately loud. Do it again, moderately loud, going up to loud. And then you're loud here. You're loud here. And I think it would be better if you came down a little bit. I don't want to get super duper loud. If you want to go up to very loud, it's up to you. But in the third line down in the fourth measure, we got a crescendo coming up, and I would go back down maybe moderately loud. Because here, you're getting loud right here. To here is where you want to go. Soft, come back down to moderately loud, moderately soft. Then you're like you were at the beginning with soft. That's not short, it's just an eighth note. And hesitate again, the fermata's back, and then you do it like you did at the beginning. Now, a little bit about interpreting. You have an odd tempo at the very beginning after the fermata, and you have an odd tempo there on the fourth line in the middle of the line after the fermata. There are different ways of interpreting an odd tempo, and I suggest you use different methods here. At the beginning in the odd tempo, I suggest you just take off. So you're here, here, and then just go. But on the fourth line, when you get to the odd tempo, I suggest you use the other way of interpreting it, and that is to speed back up, speed up. So the first one, and then start a little slower, and by the third beat, or so. The bum, bum, ba, ba, ba. I'm speeding up into it. This is what I'm suggesting on the alt tempos. I played that too loud, but point is, the alt tempo, you can just take off or you can speed up into it, but just take a beat or two to speed up. Don't take a long time to speed up. As far as the speed goes, we can find recordings of this. Just look up Pizzicato Polka is really what it's called or known as. And listen to it. It's fun. We play it in the orchestra a few times. It's fun to play.